Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Quadash. Double honor to the apostles, nails, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. I'm going in this video here, it's on Fox News, right? Say breaking, Israel eliminates new Iranian military commander. Right? So we're gonna get into a lesson. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna go in great detail concerning the wars and the war. I'm just mainly gonna go into the well, I'm gonna talk about the war, but the main portion of my lesson is basically Iran and Israel war will pull what U.S. and Russia, which is God, which is the people of Russia, in war. And who's control of all these things? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. None of these men controlling the overall their acts, you know, their measurements and the things that they think that they think that they don't have, well, whatever limit they have, don't have, do have, don't have, they think that they are controlling all things. No, the Lord is. So let's hear this video out. I'm in a different got something going on here, you know. So bear with me. Let's see what we got here.
G7 summit in Canada short. The commander-in-chief saying he has not reached out to Iran for peace talks.
Meanwhile, more than 300,000 Iranians being warned to evacuate Tehran, the capital, as Israel's Operation Rising Lion intensifies, striking dozens of targets overnight.
We have live team coverage. Mark Meredith is at the White House tracking the administration's response. But first we go to Mike Tobin. He is live in Israel and Tel Aviv as the Israelis assess damage from Iranian missile strikes to military and civilian targets. Hey, Mike.
Hi there, Ainsley. The Iranian missile barrages are part of every day and night. An Israeli military spokesman now says some 400 Iranian missiles have been fired at Israel. What we saw in the overnight hours, however, was instead of the usual hundreds of missiles coming at Israel, what we have seen since the start of Operation Rising Lion.
They say this about 4 or 5 hours ago, y'all, so I'm not really sure, but well, they say within the nights or whatever. About 4 or 5 hours ago, but hey, you know, this Fox News, you know, and most important thing is that you know, don't believe every damn thing you see and hear. You got to use discernment concerning when you dealing with these people at these networks, because they're gonna give you what they want to give you. I mean, where they're gonna report what they tell them to report, you know. And they're gonna, well, you know, Esau is good at what? It's deception.
20 came last night. 4 missiles got through, hitting in the town of Herzliya, which is just north of Tel Aviv. One of them set a bus on fire in a parking lot. Another set a structure on fire. But no injuries reported thus far. Meantime, an Israeli official says the IDF is not done hitting targets inside Iran. Yesterday, the Iranian state TV building was burning after it was hit by an Israeli strike, a hit that happened while they were live on the air. Israel also says Iran's wartime chief of staff was killed. Ali Shadmani was his name. He was the most senior military commander closest to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But he only had the job for 4 days. He was appointed after his predecessor was killed in the early days of Operation Rising Lion.
We still do not know who will be the substitute's replacement. I would advise anyone who is offered the position to consider carefully. If he agrees to take it, he is advised to be extremely cautious.
And that same Israeli military official says that 10 Iranian scientists essential to Iran's nuclear program have been killed since the start of the operation. Ainsley?
Mike, you showed the video of the Iranian state TV, and we saw that blast while the lady was anchoring. She was speaking Farsi during that explosion. And I was told that a man off camera was saying Allah Akbar. And Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, says the TV station was not a legitimate news outlet, but a tool of the totalitarian regime. Was the lady that we saw, was she the one that was killed? I know a lady did die.
Well, I know that woman who you see on TV there has now popped up on billboards all across Tehran. She is being hailed as a hero. We only know through Iranian TV that one woman was said to have been killed. But if you look at the woman who was in that video, she doesn't appear to be hit by anything in the initial phases of the strike. Just frightened very badly.
Mm-hmm. All right, and lastly, have you heard any credible reports of stirring on the streets again?
I mean, can you imagine, man? That this is an everyday activity, man. Iran and Israel shooting missiles back and forth at one another, and people just walking around, going to their little homes, eating, going to the grocery stores, and see, you all are very comfortable over here. Very, very comfortable. You know, and we know that Esau Edom, if something does appear to be as though we're being attacked by someone, know this here, that Esau Edom, the wicked of the earth, the so-called white man, he is the one that 9 times out of 10, well 10 out of 10, is the one that initiating that strike, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. He's the one that that's using deception. You know, again, I can't say this enough. Deception is their gift to deceive the people into thinking that something is real and it's not. It's just like they trying to warn the next captain, I guess, or whatever the I don't know the name, or I don't know the position name that they gave the people, that the man that died. They said they killed one of their commanders or whatever. I don't know what it is, but he died, and they want to replace him, and how you in a whole nother country trying to warn somebody and trying to keep them from being putting someone in the next position that you're going to take them out too. Hey man, this is madness, man. Esau Edom, boy, he proud as hell. Who is more prouder than Esau Edom, the so-called white man? Eve.
It's the Ayatollah regime.
No credible reports. What I'm hearing coming out of Tehran right now are just reports that people are very afraid, and they also don't have international reporters inside of Tehran, so they feel very isolated. Don't feel that they have anyone to run to, but they're extremely fearful at this point, Brian.
Right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Did you have a question?
All good, Mike. Appreciate it. I just want to point to something that the administration, they're going on the offense because there's been several attacks saying that the president has changed his position, although you can go through the record of him saying they can't have a nuclear weapon. But they cite this report that they gave to Congress on June 10th, and it says that it is estimated that the current stockpile and the available centrifuges across several enrichment plants are sufficient to produce its first 25 kilogram of weapon-grade material in roughly 1 week, and enough for up to 10 nuclear weapons in 3 weeks. So they're saying, look, we've been warning for a while that it was getting this close. This is why we put so much pressure to get a peace deal done.
You know why? Because last night, The Daily Show had Jon Stewart roll back some Netanyahu clips where he says the Iranians were close back to 2010 and 2015. So they're saying, essentially, and so are the president's right-wing critics, what he says the MAGA wing, which he's the head of, say that, well, they always say they were close to enrichment, but they weren't. But IAEA just sanctioned them.
You see the they show you, and as though they are destroying these planes in that area in Iran, but these people is good at deception, man. And saying that they did this and done that and this and that, and then when they get hit, no one was injured, no one received anything, no one this, no one that, no one never dies when they hit Israel. When Iran strike them, no one never dies. But even though Iran would be more careful in their strikes and just taking out innocent civilians, but you think those small hat, those over there in Jerusalem, you think they're worried about that? No, because they killing women and children. They don't give a damn. And this is that devil's nature, man. Them horns is what they're showing. And who was more wicked in deception than America and in Israel? No one.
For the first time in 20 years, saying they've gone flying past the threshold. For those people who think, well, if the president didn't tear up the deal, they wouldn't have a nuclear program. The deal would have expired. It only lasted 10 years, and those were during the Obama years.
So if you're just waking up, the president left the G7 summit, and he was asked about the ceasefire. And he said Macron is saying, you heard these reports, Macron is saying that President Trump's leaving early to go handle a ceasefire with the two countries. And the president said...
But this is going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen. Like I said initially in my initial statement, that Iran and Israel will go to war. Why? How do I know this is? Because the scripture said it. They will go to war. And the least of the flock, which is Amalek, will draw and pull America in it. And then in the process, what's going to take place? U.S. and Russia is going to what? Going to, which is Gog. Gog is Russia in the scriptures. The people are Russian, or should I say, because Magog is a land. They're going to go. Look, it's going to take place. It's going to happen. The said measure of when it's going to happen. All of that is in the hands of the Heavenly Father. Right? Even though they themselves is what is doing these proxy wars, blowing up this and blowing up that, but everything is orchestrated by the Heavenly Father, man, and the angels.
No, he is wrong. That's not what's happening. Then the president is calling a meeting with the National Security Council. So what does that tell us? He's wrong. We're not working on a ceasefire. We gave them a shot. We gave them 60 days. Now on day 61, you saw what happened. So it sounds like ceasefire options off the table, unless for some reason maybe Iran comes back, because Pete Hegseth kind of alluded to that we would be willing to sit down and talk. So maybe if they're smart enough to come and do this. But many people have said Iran is so ambitious with nuclear weapons, and they're so arrogant, the Ayatollah and the regime, that they probably won't even do that. They're willing to sacrifice their own people so that Israel doesn't.
You see how they call someone arrogant and will sacrifice their own people. The only people do that. The only people does that is America. You see how damn hypocrites they are. They're hypocrites, man, and they're not gonna. This behavior, they can't change, man. They can't change the way they are, because this is the way they were made, man. The wicked was made in the manner that they are made, man. And when you all be trying to put these people, man, on a pedestal, man, as the righteous, I mean, I know we some of the scrawled ass people too, I'm talking about starting with you so-called black men and women. We just scroll like hell. Most of us, we through. Right? I understand that, but we don't control nothing. We don't control nothing in this devil's kingdom, and this devil gonna continue to give us hell, and it's gonna give us hell. You know, just yesterday I called hell in this devil kingdom, which is this is my portion of what of that hell. Whether it's it gets a little comfortable for me, but at times when I do catch it, I know where I'm at. I know my position in this devil's kingdom, which is no position. I'm serving out my captivity, and we still in the hands of who? Our enemies, man. So we're not gonna come out of this devil's kingdom, man, until Yahweh Shai frees out of them, man. Until Yahweh sends his son Yahweh Shai, who y'all equally call Jesus, to free us out of these devil's hands, man. We are not going anywhere, man. Not going anywhere. So you all need to be paying more attention concerning we will just say wars and rumors of war versus you worried about some right in this devil's kingdom which you never had. Y'all worry about dumb mess because why? Because most women messing and women rule what? Ruling the homes over here in the daughter of Babylon, which is America. That's what it all equals to. You know, I know I get on the fellas when you go in and talk about and be specific concerning who is who, but it's the truth. It's the truth, and I'm proving it with the scriptures. If I'm not reading, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's what I want to do. I want you to do with the scriptures, not with your mouth, not with your feelings, not with your emotions, because that's nothing.
To get their hands on nuclear weapons or destroy their nuclear weapons, they can always rebuild as long as they have the ability to enrich.
All I know is the Grand Ayatollah's got to get a new contact list because many of the people who are his favorite, rapid dial, are dead.
Right.
So I don't know who's going to be there to rescue the regime.
And the people are not in favor of the regime. The majority of the people there.
They don't
Yep.
like it.
And many of them are leaving Tehran. You saw leaving in droves because President Trump said leave immediately. What does that tell you too?
That's the
What's
Question
about
is,
to happen?
If there are demonstrations in the streets, do the cops break it up?
That's right.
Or do the cops disappear? I'm Steve.
Scare tactics, y'all. See those scare tactics? The people need to move. Leave around immediately. That regime, everybody, let them tell it. The people of Iran, of any nation that they are what, that they are against, they saying that the people being oppressed. How ironic this shit is, right? And when they got protests and damn near every city in America, they'll talk about the people and their them of the government and their officials oppressing them. Hey man, America, man, again, America, Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, has too many damn chiefs and no Indians, man. You know, they got all these different heads, and when I mean different heads, I'm talking about FBI, CIA, Secret Service, and etc. It goes on and on and on, right? It goes on and on. This is why Trump is doing what he's doing. He can't tear down the inner workings of this beast, which is the system, because it's the system that they generated and made. That's the beast. That's the beast. We're going to continue to serve this beast, until they try to bring the next beast up, which is who? Which is the New World Order. They're going to generate that, and many of y'all will apply. But the 144,000 of men, and then women and children, they're not going to take part in that MOTB. But most of you all will, and that was proven in C-19. It was proven. Look how y'all ran and took those things, knowing that it could be a danger for you, and you still did it. You still did it. Why? And you all done that for freedom. All these things, they're gonna force your hand. They always force your hand in doing what they want you to do. Again, America, Babylon has too many chiefs. and all these different heads, FBI, the Secret Service, CIA, and then guess what? Outside of that, you got what? You got your senators, governors, mayors, representatives, or what and what and what. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and everybody thinking that they're more important than what? Than the other. It's madness, man. Oh, what I want. Let me see something right quick. Matter of fact, let me go hit this right here first. What I need? Give me Bob. I want Daniel, right? Because again, Yahweh Shem Yahushua controls the every aspects of what we see that's going on with these people. Which is Esau, Edom, which is the ruler. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. The wicked. But guess what? Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. Who's the watchers? The angels. Because the angels are what? Is in control of what? Of the of said destruction that is going to take place over here in America. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One. The Holy One. And how are you all hearing that word? Through the prophets. The prophets are giving you of said dangers and giving you of said warning first of those dangers, that what? This is what's going to take place. And this is what and what and what and what you should or shouldn't do. Right? So, and other than that, you have no true warnings concerning and dealing with the Heavenly Father, because the churches on the field with what? Singing and dancing, jumping around. There's no message being given in that place. Nothing. Because the Most High don't dwell up in temples made with hands, no way. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So again, he is the one is controlling every aspect of the movements of these devils. They think they are. They think they are. Why? Because they're what? They've been having that. They got that great sword, which is starting with the gun, and these nuclear weapons, trying to tell everybody else about not having nuclear weapons when these devils got unlimited stacked piles of nuclear weapons. You know, a bunch of hypocrites, man. In America, the so-called white man is always going to be that deceptive demon, man. But know this, that the prophets are the true servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What that is, Proverbs 8:4. Unto you, old men, I call, and my voice is who? The prophets. Is to the sons of man. The sons of man. So the prophets, what you see, them there in the four corners of the earth, are the ones that are giving you the true understanding concerning what's going to take place and the measures of and when. Because why? They're watching and giving you what? Giving you complete understanding of said what that 2nd Edges 15:16. For there shall be what? Sedition among men. And you seeing just that. Right? And mainly in what? In the inner workings of what? Of America. Sedition is taking place at a hell of a scale. Now the wicked is targeting one another. You can't get no let me play this. You can't get no worse than that when they're targeting one another and they're
Coverage,
taking.
Mark Meredith is at the White House tracking the administration's response.
I didn't want to turn it on, but you can't get no troubler than that when you got your own people. Example, what just happened in Minnesota. The representative and the senator got wasted. But I think the senator and his wife they pulled. I'm not sure, but I'm quite sure. I know they didn't delete them. He wasn't successful in deleting them in the manner that he was trying. But let's go to where do I want to go, y'all? Because one thing, they all think that they're in control of their little nest, and their little nest is what is their government, state, of them being what part and being the big dog in their section of whatever it is they're running. All of it, you know, no Indians, nothing but a bunch of chiefs, a bunch of so-called proud white people, not so, yeah, proud Edomites being what? Being accepted in what? In every position that is known, because what? If the head is wicked, the president wicked, the senator wicked, the governor wicked, the mayors, all of them doing what? All of them taking full advantage of the people, man. And all doing what? Putting the blame on one another. But know this, that Yahweh Shimi Havashah is the one that controls every aspect of these devils. Let's go to Psalm 75. Psalm 75 and 4. Let me see something. Yeah. I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? Lift not up the horn. Lift not up the point. Lift not up your horn, meaning your power, on high. Speak not with a what? A stiff neck. That devil, who prouder than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man? No one. No one is more prouder than this devil, man, because this devil here is always, I mean, he's took it to the point to you all are praising him and calling him God. Huh? Isn't that what you all are doing? Praising him and calling him God? What I want? Job, let's go to Job real quick. Job 14. I don't know what it is. It's like a 14 and verse 5. Seeing by his days are determined. Why? He knows that what? These devils are watching and waiting too. And they're being cautious and trying to what? To pull the right moves and pull the right move. And I'm talking about the wicked elite. The wicked elite control President Trump. They control all of them, but they control the heads. Then what? Then the heads of these so-called whatever you want to call it, whatever position they're in. It's too many positions in America, and too many positions in America to name all of them. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months. This is Job 14 and 5 again. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are what? Are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So don't be fooled by them thinking telling you that this ceasefire, that they are this, they're going to do this, or they're going to do that. They're not in control of anything. The scriptures speaks very clear concerning the Russia. I mean, well, all of them, which is starting with Iran and Israel, and they're the ones going to pull the other nations, which is U.S. and God, which is Russia, pull them in what? In the war in said Middle East, so-called Middle East. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha right quick. And I'm close this out. Ecclesiasticus 10 at verse 2. Like I was saying earlier, right? Concerning if the head is wicked, it's the wicked because the wicked controls the wicked, and they all what? They all takes a portion of what? Of said of being taking full advantage of the people, because taking full advantage of the people is how they would, meaning they will oppress the people. So they're going to continue to oppress you all, and having you all thinking and pointing the blame at one another, Democrat and Republican, to keep you in total confusion. That's what Babylon means, y'all. Confusion, y'all. Ecclesiastes 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers. In what manner of man the ruler of the city is. such are all they that what? That dwell therein. So they all are wicked. There's no pointing no finger at Trump, Biden, Democrat, Republicans. These people controlling are being controlled by the upper echelon of what? Of the wicked, those small hatters. Amalek, the chief house of the so-called white people. Let's drop down to verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, but know that who? Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai control every aspect of these devils' movement. They're not controlling anything because they just think they are, because they're what? They have had the level of control for quite some time. The power of the earth, but they're gonna maintain and keep that control in the manner that it is until what? Yahweh Shai comes. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time He will set over it one that is profitable. And who is that? Those are the Israelites. Those are the Israelites. And the Israelites are who? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives of this land. 12,000 out of each tribe. They're going to what? Out of each tribe, 12 times 12 is what? 144,000 of men and women and children. Let's drop down to verse 6 of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 6. Bear not hatred to thy brother for every wrong, and do not nothing at all by the what? The injurious practices. Meaning what? Wrongful or unjust. Right? This devil's kingdom. This devil's kingdom has always been what? They dealing with what? With the people wrongfully. Verse 7. Pride is, even though now we know that your neighbor, which is our neighbor, is who? Which is your fellow Israelite brother. That is Leviticus 19 and 18. Your brother. They go to 17, but they never go to 18. So your neighbor is your brother. Your neighbor, which is your brother, which is a fellow Israelite. Right? Many videos. Verse 7 of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 7. Pride is hateful before thy power, and man, and by both doeth not one commit iniquity, meaning sins. Esau Edom got everybody, down to the whole world following him in what? In his wickedness. Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Deceitful behavior, like you see on the screen now. That is deceitful behavior, and they all are doing what? Doing the bidding of the wicked. And they're going to continue to do it because why? They're getting what? They're getting paid millions of dollars to what? To deceive you. Because billions. They spend billions of dollars every year to keep y'all in what? In the manner that of the scroll, being the scroll, you Israelite. Because of the what? Of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is what it translated from one people to another. So Esau's time is up. His time is up. So therefore, why? Get ready. Verse 9. Why is earth in ashes proud? Why Esau so damn proud? Because he's been what? He has been given the earth. And his deception is gonna for the most of us, usually 2/3, we get 2/3 Israelites. You're gonna ride side by side with Esau Edom, and you're gonna what? You always, when you walk up, you always are more concerned about the so-called white man. You never speak about another nationality of people. You always concerned about Esau Edom, which is what? Your main oppressor during these times. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Who is more covetous than Esau Edom, the so-called white man? No one. Because this devil takes every aspect of being deceptive and taking what? Resources. Who have taken more resources and taken more lives than Esau Edom? Nobody. No one. a more wicked thing? Why is earth and ashes proud? Verse 9 again, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away what? His bowels. Meaning what? This devil has never had morals. Or integrity. He's always going to be what? Who he is, which is the wicked. But you all Israelites, you all cast away your morals and what your integrity that you once had. Once Esau, Edom give you the FRNs. Y'all just what? Take everything that you have learned and toss it out the door. Even the Israelites. Look at Bishop Nate now. Deceiving the people for what? For monetary funds. And they know that now these jokers know what's going on. Seeing land and what to try to convert one proselyte, meaning someone that knew in the faith. Those are deceptive behavior that they are very aware of. Verse 10 of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 10. The physician, who is that physician? Yahweh Shah, who y'all equally call Jesus, cutteth off a long disease. And who is that disease of the earth and that cancer of the earth? Esau, Edom. Esau is that cancer of the earth, man. Meaning, he's what? What that is? Again, America, which is what? Daughter of Babylon. The physician, Yahweh Shah, cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king. Who is that? The devil, the rulers of the earth. Going down out there. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. A king to what? Tomorrow shall what? Shall die. So this is his future. And I mean, when I say his futures, in what that is, Obadiah 1 and 18. Once these devils is put into captivity, do that 1,000 year of captivity, they're going to be gathered together and they're going to burn. So on that note, say, Call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rukah Kodash, Shalom.